I'm Barry Trammell here at Thunder headquarters, and we know Sam Presti, general manager of the Thunder, as a master builder of basketball teams. But Presti has many talents. He's an accomplished drummer and is an aficionado of pop music. Sam Presti talked extensively the other day about his affinity for music documentaries.
I like, which many people in here probably don't really care about, but I'll say it anyway because I am interested in it. I like watching. I like music documentaries. Big fan of that. For those of you that haven't seen the new George Harrison documentary, it's fascinating. It's a long watch, but it's well worth it. And the other thing that I've kind of hooked on now is VH1 has this series called Classic Albums. Has anyone ever seen this? It's like I'm totally hooked. And if you know where to find the actual like set of them, let me know. I can't find them, so I do most of my viewing on YouTube. But they've got like all these. It basically takes you back through how the albums were made. So like Pink Floyd, The Wall, Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt was really good. Steely Dan, Asia. And you go back like the producer and you hear what they were thinking and the artists themselves, what they were thinking when they were doing the actual recording. It's just fascinating. I think it's really, really good. Really good. No, I don't know. I've got hooked on it. You know, I just think the creative process is really fascinating, and to see people working through that. And a lot of times how spontaneous some of the things are. You know, that are become these like historical songs or artistic, creations that are like somebody sitting in the studio and just decides at the last minute, well, what if we put this on there? And it becomes just like that piece that ties it all together. I think it's fascinating. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay. Yeah, well, I don't think it's necessarily for me. It's not really the music part. It's more just something I'm interested in, and someone like George Harrison, like just his, like what inspired him and his mentality, being part of that group, and things he accomplished. I don't know. I just find those things really interesting.
Does that tie anything how you put a team together? I mean, you mentioned putting this with that, and just how you build a team, that maybe the creative side of putting pieces together to build a winning roster?
Well, to make that connection probably is to try to take the job too seriously, maybe, but I just find enjoyment in it.
So is your goal to stay on the charts as on the dark side of the moon?
It's really interesting, like just to see how they collaborated and the things that were happening socially at the time. They kind of go into that, what was happening, how that influenced the artistic, bent on things. It's really interesting. I found it interesting. Other thing that I thought was interesting, or for me personally, I share it with everybody since we're on this weird kick. And everybody knows I'm like really open about all this stuff.
If you could get a hold of VH1 and have them do
Have I not opened up a can of worms here?
which album would you want them to do?
Oh. Okay, so, oh man, that's hard.
Thank you.
That's hard. Can we go back to the negotiation questions? I would say, okay, I'm going to go with the first thing that popped in my head. There's an artist named Elliott Smith. There's an album called XO. It's like a kind of a folk, like artsy guy. Fascinating songwriter. I'd love to see like kind of how he developed the songs on that album. And then pretty much anything by James Brown, I would be fascinated by. Just to see just kind of how he guided the bands, because the bands were just so tight and so well put together. I'd be fascinated by that. Kind of Blue by Miles Davis, to see that history basically coming together. That would be awesome. So I'll stop there, but I can go on. I gave you 3. I should have given you 1, but those are the things that probably.
Are you a beatnik? Are you sorry you missed Woodstock?
I don't know. I did see Dylan at the Zoo Amphitheater while he was here. It's great. I was thankful that I knew some of the songs, so I was like, that must be. But it was really good. That was one of those things. The other thing about seeing Dylan here that was really interesting to me was, he's a huge Guthrie fan, right? So, and obviously Guthrie's from here. Guthrie's from here. So I kept thinking to myself, I wonder if this performance, there's anything special in there, because his hero is born here, like if there's this performance meant anything more to him, because that's where his idol is, the person that people accused him of kind of taking from. If there was anything kind of going on there, while I was watching him and trying to figure out what song he was playing.
So you overthink music like that?
What's that?
You overthink music.
No, I like to think that I'm fascinated by it.